Hey guys, it's Stephanie. Haven't been on here in a really long time, but decided to just kind of get on and kind of wanted to talk to you guys about what I've been up to, some things I've been reading. I'm still reading all the time, watching tons of BookTube, which is kind of what got me started and got me wanting to come in, make this channel to start with. So I thought I would come on, have some time. I'm a teacher and have a snow day today. So I thought I would go ahead and make another video because I still really do enjoy doing this. And really do want to work on becoming a little bit more a part of the BookTube community. So, what I have been reading lately. I actually finished Mexican Gothic last night. It was a Book of the Month pick from... let me see. Oh, you have to go under the dust jacket from July. Sorry. And I've got a group of my sorority sisters that I'm in a book club with, which I mentioned that to you guys a while ago. But so we chose this back in July, and I finally got around to reading it. I'll be honest. I'm not a big horror reader. I'm just really not. So I gave it about a 3.25. I'm kind of still torn on how I'm going to rate it. I didn't love it. It was kind of disturbing. It was kind of gross. I had to kind of walk away from it a little bit when I got about 100 pages from the end. But the actual ending, I really liked. I really, really liked how it all kind of came together in the end. I don't know that I would read more by the author. And again, it is a horror book, and I did know that going in. So kind of take my review of that with kind of a grain of salt. If you're considering whether to read it or not, it was not a bad book. It's just not my typical kind of book. The next book that I've read since I last kind of talked to you guys was How the Penguins Saved Veronica. I got this, from Once Upon a Book Club, long time ago, but again, I haven't filmed in forever, so I wanted to come on and talk about this book. How the Penguins Saved Veronica. I really enjoyed this book, and I will also admit that it's not one that I think I would have, chosen for myself. Okay, it's about an older woman, and she loves watching nature documentaries, decides to go visit the penguins because she thinks she might want to leave her money to the penguins one day. People tell her not to, tell her, she's older, tell her kind of how rough the climate's going to be, but she insists she's going to go visit the penguins. Okay, so she does that. She goes and lives with these researchers who are studying penguins. And then another kind of storyline is her grandson, who she did not know existed actually, comes into the picture. And she at first thinks that he's just trying to get her money from her. She goes and visits him really without much warning, and isn't very impressed with what she sees. She's kind of the snob in the beginning, and it's a little bit of story of her, kind of in her journey with the penguins, but it's also a journey of Veronica and her grandson kind of getting to know each other again. I really liked that. I thought it was pretty heartwarming. Like I said, didn't really think it would be my kind of story, but I enjoyed it more than I thought I would in the end. So there's that one. I definitely do recommend it. Again, it's How the Penguins Saved Veronica, and it's by Hazel Pryor. I did also just finish, you can see my puppy looking out the window back there. Just finished The Other Einstein. The Other Einstein is by Marie Benedict. I've had this book also for a very long time. Never read it. I'm actually doing a pretty good job this year. I'm kind of proud of how much quicker I'm reading. That's another thing I'm wanting to work on as I kind of try to get into BookTube, is that I'm not the fastest reader, but I really do love it. And I've done a great job this year so far. So again, The Other Einstein is about Einstein's first wife and sort of the journey that she went through, kind of being in a relationship with someone so brilliant, kind of separate from him, her journey, just being a woman in science, trying to get an education at the time. There's a lot to it. But I love historical fiction. I'm really not even that big of a science person, but I love historical fiction. So it was really interesting to me to see kind of the part that she played in his journey and who Albert Einstein became. I definitely recommend that book, and I have actually already started to look into other books by that author. I highly, highly recommend it. Next, I have The Eight Perfect Murders, or Eight Perfect Murders, by Peter Swanson. That was actually on my list of books I wanted to read in 2020, and so I got that read. I will admit I did not get all of those books read. I've become a pretty big mood reader lately, so it was more of what I felt like reading. But I did read The Eight Perfect Murders, and again, it was my first book by Peter Swanson. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. I do need to go read the all the books that it talks about, because I wasn't super familiar with them, and I think if I had been, I would have kind of gotten a little bit more out of the story. But there were a lot of twists that I did not see in Eight Perfect Murders, which is good. I always love being surprised. A lot of people say that they're pretty good at figuring out where thrillers are going. I'm not. And maybe as I get more into reading thrillers, I'll get better at it. But I'm not normally great at it. I'm not normally one that knows the ending way ahead of time. And I wasn't with this one either. So I really enjoyed that. It was really good. It was really, really good. Next we have The Midnight Library, which I know is all over BookTube, by Matt Haig. I also got this as a Once Upon a Book Club book, and again, really, really enjoyed it. I actually read that book, most of it, on New Year's Eve, and enjoyed it again. I always love books that have to do with books or libraries or anything. I like the thought of kind of what happens after this life. I like the thought of regret and wondering if you made the right choices during your life and in other times of your life. And it was interesting to me to see kind of how she dealt with the other choices she made and what they could have kind of done for her life if she had made a different choice. So I really enjoyed that. I actually also have The Humans by him, and I have not read it yet, but I will definitely try to get to it soon because I really enjoyed the story. I'm glad that I'm now able to participate in conversation about, again, a book that's so raved about right now. You guys can see my bookshelves back there. Unfortunately, that darker brown one is one that I still need to read, and this lighter one over here is books that I have read. So you can see I've got a lot of TBR. And finally, I have The Anti-Virginity Pact by Katie Wismer. She's a booktuber that, and an author tuber that I love. I've watched for a couple of years now, and that is her debut novel. I started it a while ago, kind of, for some reason, had a little trouble getting into it, but still love her as a booktuber. And when she announced that the sequel to that book is coming out in March, I believe, I grabbed the book back up and flew through the rest of it. I had only gotten maybe 25 pages into it the first time, and then I don't even remember, got distracted by another book or something. Like I said, I'm really becoming a mood reader. But when I picked it back up and really gave it a chance, I said, you know, I know that I'm going to want to support her and read this book, like, by her sequel too. But I didn't want to do that until I had at least read the first one. So I picked it up, and like I said, I flew through it. I loved it. I can't wait to read the next one. You should definitely check her out if you don't already follow her, don't know who she is. And even if you don't want to spend time, watching her YouTube, you don't really want to commit to another channel, definitely read the book. It's a fantastic book. She's a great author. It's a book about a preacher's daughter in high school who is just really struggling with kind of all the expectations that are on her, all the expectations that come with being a preacher's daughter in high school. And again, I'm 31, so it's been a while since I've been in that phase of my life, but I enjoyed it. I really did. So those are some of the books I'm reading right now. I am reading The Night Circus right now, which I'm really enjoying. I'm not very far into it, but so far I'm enjoying it. And I'm also excited because I get personalized book recommendations from mytbr.co. They give me 3 book recommendations every season, so 4 times a year, I guess. And I just got charged for that yesterday, so I should be getting new recommendations from them in the next 10 days or so. Let me know if you want me to, down in my comments, if you want me to make a video kind of talking about those books, what they recommend, and what I think about what I think about the recommendations that they give me. That's all I've got. But again, thanks for sticking with me. This is a little bit of a different angle. Let me know what you think of this. I'm filming this on my phone instead, just for something different than my desktop that I used to use. Or I could always just go back to that. So again, thanks for watching. Thank you to BookTube for just keeping me entertained and also re-inspiring me to do this, making me realize that I still wanted to. It was a goal that I set out in January of 2020. I thought I was going to release a video a week, or at least I think I told myself in January a video a month is what I wanted, and then COVID happened and all of our routines got messed up, so I kind of stopped it. But I did enjoy it when I did it. So thank you to BookTube. I'll link some of my favorite BookTubers down below too, some of the ones that really inspired me. I love Kayla from Books and Lala, so thank you, Kayla. Riley from Riley Marie, Megan from Meg with Books, Murphy Napier. I love all of them. Katie Wismer, like I said. So thank you to all of you guys just for keeping me entertained and also for kind of inspiring me to get back at this. Yeah, let me know if you've read any of these books down in the comments and what you thought of them. Bye, guys. Have an awesome day.